All right, all right. I made it in, you all. Greetings, greetings, greetings. It took longer. I had to wait. Happy Motivational Monday. I know, you know what I'm saying? What do you have to be happy about? I see the notifications popping up on my end as well. Well, I'm happy, one, to be alive, still having the motivation to come before you all today. I'll give you all a few minutes to come in. While we have a chance, thank you for the like. Please like and share. Yes, this is the update, you all. You all know I try my best to try to stay tuned in. I wanted to come in at noon. It did not happen. However, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I made it before midnight. So yeah. Ooh, yeah, y'all. We knew the time would come. We knew the time would come. You all, it is so important. Give me 1 second here. I have a quick. Give me 1 second here. Let me. Sorry about that. So you all see, it came to pass. Please like and share. Please like and share. I'm saying like and share because I know it's a lot out here. We got so many that's listening to a lot. That's great if you have the information. However, we have those who may want to hear it from moi, Dr. Hill, Dr. Chef. And so with that being said, I want to make sure that I do my part in making sure that I tune in to state what has been the obvious since 2019. Yes, I believe that I may be the only one that's naturopath here in the country, might be, that had so more loved ones to transition during that time of COVID and during the time of them trying to convince many to get the jab. I might be because our number rose up to 22. In my family, it went up to 22. Yes, I'm here in the library, so excuse the distraction, you all. If you guys see it, I can probably turn around so I'm not having so much of a distraction here. And what I have to say is that it's all true. I taken in 2020. We went online and took a online course from different scientists, naturopaths from all over the world had gotten together. You would have had to pay for that course at the time online while we were going through the lockdown. And during that time, the different chiropractors, scientists, chemists, everybody was getting together, explaining to us what this jab really was. And a lot of them have lost their jobs. Some have lost their life since then. Some of them did take the experimental jab, to my understanding. And I'm saying some of them because, as you know, this is not something that you should reveal is when it comes down to people's personal information. Hey, the greedy sis. Thank you. Say, hey there, brother. This is something that we shouldn't reveal as someone's personal medical information. I was very strong and stickler about that. I never like revealing other people's illnesses or diagnosis unless it was something that they wanted to personally share, but never to mock, never to put to shame, because it could be either one of us, you all. We can, because you can go into a place for emergency, for a car accident or anything, and when you're under sedation, they can inject you with things because it's in the clause. In the midst of emergencies, unfortunately, family members and spouses, sometimes they panic and they just want a person to blood to stop flowing. They want to, the pressure is applied. And before you know it, you don't realize that on that fine line of allowing them to put you in a room and to have you sedated, there was a clause inside of the fine writing of all those papers that allowed them to get the right to inject you with nanotechnology and to allow you to accept the jab. Unfortunately, because they're good at changing the language at different times, if you don't know the language and if you don't do the research, you just don't know what you don't know. But what we do know is that You really do have to have a certain amount of know-it-all, of feeling that you can go by in your spirit, in your mind, that says, if it says no, then no means no. No means no. Because we know that we can't save everybody's life. We can't. I know that for sure. And just in case I thought that at some time or some point that I could, oh, now I know that I can. And so I'm saying that to say I can't hold everybody's hand, but what I can do is come before you all at these different times when now the truth is being revealed or not, or we pleading the fifth. We pleading the fifth. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Let me stop. Let me just can I just keep it 1 million. Honey, child, when I tell you, y'all, that I only thing I thought about when Fauci got up there and said that according to he's been advised to not say nothing. First thing that came to mind, I don't know about y'all, but I like comedy. Because you got to laugh to stop yourself from crying. So sometimes you got to cry laughing. Dave Chappelle. The first thing that came to mind was that skit that he had going on there, I plead the fifth, and him pushing that drink off the table. That's the first thing that came to my mind when he did that. I'm not going to lie. Then I look up the next day. Our people are on it. That's, Lord, didn't I tell you how great minds think alike? Let me stop. I'm gonna be good, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. First thing came to mind. No, it's not a laughing matter that we have lost so many loved ones. But come on now, you all can take some strength from me. If I'm sitting here single now, no mother, no father, no grandparents, no firstborn child, and plenty of beautiful, good, healthy relationships with cousins that's gone now. And I can laugh to stop myself from crying for how much of a fool, how much of what's the term we use, hoodwinked, how how the enemy got over on so many of our loved ones. To this day, I refuse. And I'm putting it out there so you all can know how serious I am after the laugh. Because you can do both. You can take our time to do both in order to stop yourself from losing it. You got to. You got to know when to rise, when the sun rises. You got to know when to lay down to go to sleep when the moon comes up. And so I'm learning what you call balance. And I hope and pray that you all do the same, and not pray where I pray on, but I mean where you're meditating on keeping your mind balanced so you can think to do the simple basic things, because that's what it's going to get back to. That's what all this is carrying us back to, because they're getting ready to present another jab in replace of all the people that's getting ready to start protesting, that's already protesting, all of the people that's getting ready to start doing things. Hear ye, hear me. Hear ye, hear me. Those, because I'm one of my friends and family members that's working in the medical field. Y'all, when I say if it means that you got to switch and get another death care job or another death care job somewhere else, do it. Do not play with people's lives. Please spread the word to your loved ones that's in the health field. I go back every couple of years to go into private nursing on my own so I can see for myself what the practice is. And it was worse this time around, from January to the very 1st of March, you all. I did it last year. I showcased where I went in home, private duty nursing. Then it got worse, you all. The drugs are being increased to take us out. And all of these people were exposed to the jab. They were flowing, happy go lolly, going, even with some of them having drinking issues and smoking. Yep, I said it. Was not practicing eating healthy on the regular at all, but still vibrant, still carrying a huge amount of cellular energy. And now they're gone, or they're like vegetables. This is my field. Then I have to get out. It's always something that happened within the just second or third month. And even though I want to stay to help or stay to try to bring about awareness, the Creator has it where I just have to, something crazy happened where I have to leave. I have to leave, because You either gonna stand for something or you're gonna fall for anything. And the one thing I can't fall for is what I learned back when I was 17 years old, when I first did my first home care duty job. Thanks, I'll shout out to my godmother, Audrey Faye Petway, the powerful woman that she was, the beautiful woman that she was, and my auntie Bernice and my mother, may she rest in peace, Willie Ann Hill Stokes, that took and they would allow me to go with them doing missionary work with the elders at the age of 12 or 13 years old. And even though some of the other youth didn't seem interested, I was. It was just in me. And I've been like that since a child. So it's only, it comes first nature for me to want to know what's been done to the people. What harm is being done to the people where there's this label of we're taking care of you. I never knew care meant that you voluntarily participating in actually doing anything that's harmful for to our people or to anyone. I never would have associated health with death. I would have never associated that you could put on a uniform or a white coat and spend a lot of money or try to get a scholarship to go to the so-called high echelon or so-called mega colleges just to learn how to be a licensed drug dealer. I never associated that. Even at the age of 20 years old, of being, which was 20 years young, coming fresh out of high school, taking college courses from my junior year all the way out until I had graduated from high school. I was graduated with certificates in nursing and health occupation. And yes, I was a brainiac, voted most likely to become a doctor. And so I had the same mentality that everybody else had. Okay, I'm going to make my mom proud. I'm going to go as far as I can. But I wind up having to stop my tracks in the moment of becoming a rehabilitation specialist and a CNA at the time. Because I'm starting to do the calculation and I'm starting to see the people that come in that wasn't so bad off. And then after getting jabs, the other jabs, the ones that everybody's used to, even down to the flu shots, I'm starting to see that they're looking more drugged and more sluggish. I'm watching my auntie also at the time that was out of town, just about 2 hours away from me. And every time we're visiting her, and she had rheumatoid arthritis, was diagnosed with it from the ankle up at the age of 9. Which, by the way, she was only 2 years older than me, so she was more like a big sister to me. That being said, I watched her meds increase. I watched her prescription drugs, let me call it what it is. I watched her prescription drugs increase. But as I was watching her prescription drug increase, I'm also watching her health decline. Until I got to the place, cute little girl back there, till I got to the place of I finally asked my auntie, brave enough to ask her because I could see the misery upon her face. At the age of 15, my mother, that was my first time my mom went ahead and let us spend the summer with my auntie without her being present because she was very protective of us. And I looked and I said, Auntie, finally, after seeing her just gobble down 10 to 12 different prescription drugs, pills, horse ones, tiny ones, little ones, different color ones. I finally asked, I said, Auntie, I said, which one of those are going to heal you from your arthritis? She stopped. She looked at me with a look that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. And that might have been my defining moment, you all. I believe that it was, when I knew that there was something more going on that we wasn't being taught. And I looked at what she ate, a lot of fast food. I looked at how she would perm her long black silky hair going halfway down her back, how she permed her hair a lot, how she dyed her hair a lot. And I'm looking and I'm just scanning her. And I know she could feel me looking at her. Happy belated birthday to her. My Auntie Michelle's birthday would have been on July the 29th, just passed. And so was my Auntie Bernice, that's still living alive, that helped raise me, which is my grandmother's, my mother's mother, baby sister. Her birthday is July the 29th too. So happy belated birthday, or happy birthday season to them as well. She, the one that had 15 children, you all. Well, 14, 15 altogether. And always encouraged me to keep doing what I was doing. I always ask questions. She never act like an elder to me that didn't think that at the time, what we the term is God had given me a special gift. She's always been encouraging, as she is to this day in her 70s, years later, and she's outlived some of her children. And when I look back on both of those aunties, great auntie, and then my mother's younger sister, and how the youngest one is no longer here, and I look at all of the different things that they've gone through the death care industry, just these two alone, I think about how all along it was right there in front of my face. So this is the reason why I can't mock any of the people or blame any of the other people, because I too have been in the place where you all have been, where some of you all have been that's tuned in. Please like and share, where you didn't know, because what you don't know until you start getting that itch. As I like to say, you can start getting that feeling that's strong. If it's constantly whispering at you, look it up, look it up. If it's something that's saying dig a little deeper, dig a little deeper. And the problem that we have a lot of times is it's like the movie that I like that Tom Cruise did and Demi Moore, A Few Good Men. And remember when they had finally got Jack Nicholson, that pompous narcissistic captain of the Marines. And he finally, when they pressured him enough to find out that he did allow the red code to be given so that the other Marine could be killed or unalived, rather, he got in, he got infuriated with the fact that they were young and they were new attorneys, and that they had the audacity, the guts, the bravery to ask the question, did he give the order for the red alert to be put on so that they could wind up going and unaliving that Marine? He got so mad on that stand where he turned around, he told me, you can't handle the truth. Well, yeah, that's what come to mind every time when I think about us and we're getting this new information and updated information about what these jabs have done. And so you all can't try your best. I like to motivate you guys on this Motivational Wellness Monday to try your best not to get so upset with those who just can't handle the truth. Even when it's right smack in front of your face, when you see Dr. Fauci saying, I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. Y'all, this is a world-renowned scientist. I thought that the PhD in all of these years of working as a scientist was supposed to be something phenomenal. But that's what we do. That's what some of us have been brainwashed to do. At some point, I was too. Now, does that mean that there's no one in the field that have any knowledge that can be helpful for us? Of course, it doesn't mean that. But what we're saying is that it doesn't matter if it's not helping to save lives. We know that they are a part of the agenda. It's obvious. It's out here now. And so for anybody to be getting blocked and flagged at this point, that's why now even they have lawsuits against them now. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. I don't have to say it. That's why they have lawsuits going against them now for flagging us or merely just bringing the awareness of the truth. Here it is. I don't have thousands of people, millions of people tuning into my channel. I have not paid $2,000 to or $1,000 in order to get the algorithm going, because that's how we did it in the beginning in 2020 and 2021. Just so you know, you got to pay Facebook. And that's why the prices was being jacked up on a lot of you all. Yeah, no, that's what you're paying for. You're paying for it to go viral. You're paying for the word to get out. You're paying for the likes. You're not paying for your services. But I'm okay with the few because I know and understand that all it takes is for one person that may know 1,000 people. See, I do it the old school way, because some of the old school things is actually good for us to hold fast to. Instead of breaking bank, breaking sweat, getting mad on this line, fussing, cussing, going off on people like we better than y'all. No, we not. We just did more reading. We did more studying. Yeah, I'm not downplaying it. I'm just telling the truth. It doesn't make us better than you. It makes us ones that didn't mind reading and doing the research. But what it does separate us from, and that is not being afraid to be called crazy. Not being afraid to be called different, the black sheep, or a conspiracy theorist. Now, who's a conspiracy theorist? You got to sit there and see what we call Shaitan himself put on the stand and tell you in all his so-called education, all this travel that they've done, all this research they've done. Y'all go grab the books if you need, if you want a little bit more information. They'll tell you about the experimentation that they've done on dogs, rats, cats, human beings, even with Volkswagen, who was running those particular things and gassing real people up to see how much gas could the Volkswagen. Yep, I'm saying it. Look it up, y'all. You ain't got to take my word from it. I don't got the little special features where I can snap all this stuff for y'all. Volkswagen, one of the most popular cars they used to have, was known to have the longevity. But what they were doing to figure out whether or not the chemicals that was being released through the gas pipes, how did they figure out how much that they could put out there without polluting the whole neighborhood or without polluting people as it's going through your ventilation? If there was a car that wasn't sitting 100 or 200 feet behind those vehicles, who was behind running those experimentations to see how much gas that one human being could take while they was in a contraption or trapped in a vehicle standing behind them? If you in LA, if you in Atlanta, if you in California, if you in New York, and where you trapped in traffic and you got to sit behind a vehicle and have all that inhaling all that. Some of y'all don't realize that's why some people pass out behind the wheel. Well, guess who was the top scientist behind that approved that it's okay for this amount of gas or this amount of toxic chemicals to be released into the air in a vehicle that was labeled one of the most safest, one of the most longest lasting vehicles? Yours truly. FAUCI. Y'all, it's just so much that we could not say here, because getting a little truth is better than not getting no truth out to you. Getting some facts out to you is more important than getting no facts out to you. We are in some interesting times. Absolutely some interesting times. Yes, we are. We are in some interesting times. So now we're at the point now, you all, honestly, this is where we are now. We see the problem. We know that they are creatures of habits, and you want to know why they are going to release another jab and tell you that this is for those who got injected with the COVID, and why they will be able to try to force you to get it is because that jab came with a patent. I did share that a couple of years ago. Unfortunately, a lot of the information had been pulled down by my ex-partner out of some real, what I was told, a knee-jerk reaction. I said, I hate to see what your head do. That being said, let's get off of that and get back on track. I let it be known then. You all, that there's a patent. And you look up the law for everyone that took the jab. I believe it is, you took all of them. Now they can go right back to what they did with us during slavery time, or through some of us through slavery time, and now they can count you as half of a human or 25th of a human, meaning the other part of you now is considered ownership underneath them, because with that jab came a patent code, the same it does when you see a barcode on your food and you can scan it and you can look it up and see what the ingredients is in it. That's how they doing us. So somewhat like this device that I have that I'm telling you all now, please take advantage while you have your electricity on now and get it if you can. You can make payments. It's only a few $100s. It works. All you're doing is take your finger. I got my other laptop here to show you how it does. It pulls you up. Show you. It's a simple process. You put it in there. I'm not trying to sell. This is not, all proceeds don't go to me. I get a little credit for it. If you sign up through me, you put it in there. Look how it comes in a nice little contraption thing. You can easily slip it in your little bag, can keep it in your car, wherever you got to go. Look at that little piece of what you call, put it out here on the side. Voila. It lights up. See the little heart monitor thing right there? See the vital symbol there? A product out of Mexico, where they have not, I didn't see the children out there looking like in the background. She all up in the thing and she loving it too. Anywho, Yeah, I'm sitting here, and you put it on your finger just like this. You demonstrate. And you wait 5 minutes. And within the 5 minutes, this scan shows you everything that your body, from head to toe, bone marrow, blood, heart, cardio, skin, vitamins, and then it also gives you suggestions of the fruits and vegetation that your body is. Sorry about that. Fruits and vegetation that your body is deficient of. So don't just give. And then we have the product line that's all natural, that you are able to be able to get half off if you want to sign up with me. And you get able to take your health into your own hands. So when they started shutting down this stuff, or they started trying to force people that got the jab, and those who was loved ones, I see the little girl y'all in the background, and those of us who loved ones and spouses and different ones, or your adult children that may have gotten it, give them heads up. This is how they'll be able to read in the regimens of seeing where they balance out as far as your health and well-being. Okay. I was trying to keep this undercover at first with them, and I thought about it. I'm like, look, at least you guys won't forget about it. Got my information in there, different ones. You all have my number, the 314 number, 705 number, and you also have the email information, Dr. Shelf 1798 at gmail.com, or either Dr. Shelf Health and Wellness at gmail.com. You all have that too. Please reach out, or you can reach out to me on Facebook, through Instagram. If you don't get me once, you keep trying. When you really want something, you try and you try and you do it again until you get it. That's what I learned in life. And so with that being said, you all take your health into your own hands, because at least this way you get the scan for yourself. This does not go out to the other departments, because it's not regulated through the people or the roof of the FDAs and different ones that's now underneath the major investigation that's done closed down their offices, and the Food and Drug Administration that's now taken off because they plead the fifth. They plead the fifth. All of them plead the fifth, y'all. Ain't that something? But you know what? It had to happen, because we had too many of us praying and meditating and hoping that the truth be revealed. And this is the interesting time, sisters, brothers. This is the time for the truth to be revealed. This is the reason why I couldn't leave and go nowhere. When I said the work wasn't done, it's not finished. It's not finished. This is not Lot's wife, shenanigans that people like to try to put out there using the Bible in the wrong type of way. No, you take care of home first. So when you go abroad, you got a reputation, and don't go out lying like you done a whole lot when you haven't. You ain't done all that you can do when you got so many of your people at home leaving out of here, and that's been destroyed for lack of knowledge. Everybody that lacks knowledge, as far as what I can see, is not lacking because they refuse. There's a lot of people that just simply don't know because they have busy scheduled lives. They have a lot of distractions, just like I do, just like some of you all do. And if you don't, you're fortunate. That means use that time wisely. And now we're at a state where I'm going to share with you all. And yes, I am speaking a little faster because I don't want to hold you guys forever here. I got started at 7:30, leave out. Now we're at a stage now where, here we go. This is what we all need to be focusing on before we get to the detox. If you all have any questions, I am allowing questions to be answered on here, because there's nothing that we have to go off of, you all. All we know now is one thing we know as a people. We know when somebody is lying. You can see it in their eyes. You ain't got to plead the fifth when you got the truth and when it's something that's all right with the public. So this is what we need to be focusing on, along with the detox. If you want to call in and get the detox special now, this is the best time to do it. I'm not charging an arm and leg for it. And for those you all that want to be able to get this compact thing, call me at the 1-800 number. And you all can be able to get order. This order comes in officially between 3 and 5 business days. This is not like what we had going on with the other tests, where a few, I say 2 people out of the others that wanted, 2 or 3 people did not get theirs in time, or was sent the wrong thing. It's not one of those. This is the only device like this that we have that's a part of this company. Call if you want any extra information concerning that. It checks everything, and it gives you your number, your range. The accuracy, of course, we can't say according to the FDA. We cannot say 100%. But guess what? It gives you the knowledge that you need to know where your levels are, what you need to work on, and then it tells you about your walking, your exercise will be beneficial for you. It breaks it down like none other machine that I've seen. And you ain't got to worry about putting your whole body in there if you're concerned about any radiation or AI taking over your whole body. You ain't got to worry about that with that. But what you can do is inform yourself and your whole entire family. All you got to do is make sure that you got good blood circulation going on through that finger. Make sure you're not too hot or too cold. So make sure that you're in a place to where if you suffer from anemia, where your hands are where your blood circulation is not good, you get you a hot pack or put your hands in some hot water. Get that blood or your arm through some hot water and get that. I'm rubbing my right, but it's your left side going because most of your blood circulation circulates over to flows more on the side where your heart is at. Your heart is on the left side. Then the blood circulation flows mostly on the left side, the most strongest. So you want to, if you suffer from poor circulation or your tips are always cold, and you want to make sure you're squeezing and get a hot pack or run that water, and then run that test where you don't have any problems to children. They having the ball trying to look at that. Let me move out the way so let me see. There we go. Y'all, you got a better angle. Where you all can run the test more evenly for yourself. You're looking at roughly $300 right now. They are running a special on it. Had someone that act like they didn't know the difference between this and the blood pressure cuff. I said the difference is this scans the whole entire body. And now you can stop swinging at the hips. And then you can call me for just your $50 consultation. And I would tell you if you already have something or a good enough brand that's in your cabinet already, if you don't want to take advantage of trying the suggested products that gives you your results at the end of what your body may need in order to get your levels back, whether it's your kidney count, whether it's your heart rate, whether it's your skin dysfunctioning, whether it's your hair, whether it's your eyes, your vision, whether it's your lungs, whether it's your thyroid, whatever it is, bone marrow, cellular health, whether it's your weight, whatever it is, this device picks it up. And this is what I've been using in my practice now. So now you don't have to worry about spending all that extra money on, think about it. You do the math. For those who are to get healthy products, you done spend way more than $300 on no health products within a year. Think about it. So if you can do that and narrow down what it is that your body actually needs versus swinging it at the hip, or versus having to go out your way to try to find a naturopathic doctor that's going to charge you $100+ just to get into a session with them for 30 minutes to an hour, then you done saved yourself a whole lot of money. I told you, I like high quality things for what is considered a reasonable price. And yes, I will pay the most for that is the most highest quality. However, we got an opportunity now, and I think that they're putting this stuff out now, you all, because they know that the time is going to come where we're going to have people in each state that have this knowledge and that has the bravery and that has the information to help these people. Because if you got more people around you that's sick and that don't know what to do and that's panicking and that's fearful, and you ain't got nothing to help them with, we already know what that's going to turn into. And yeah, I know I got my believers that says, I got Jesus on my side. I got Yeshua HaMashiach. I got a law. Do you? Because last I checked, I'm working in part with the Nation of Islam. You all see all the different people that's dropping dead. And no, I'm not saying all of them are because of the jab. But let me put it to you like this. I got some info, information that even in the nation there have been the word have been going out in the final call, and the Honorable Louis Farrakhan been teaching, don't get the jab all these years, even before this came up. And can you believe it? There's many that wind up getting it anyway. Well, I'm watching The Fall of America, which is one of the books that they have written. We're watching it. Every other week, somebody's passing. It used to be a time when you would not see a Muslim of faith that's eating one meal a day, that's eating how to live. You wouldn't even see that. Now, I can't say that for so-called Christians because they've been eating fatbacks and pork and beans and anything that we can put our mouth on that's crispy and greasy. They've been doing that. So preachers been dropping dead on the pulpit, but now they doing it more so because a lot of them, once again, did not do the homework and went ahead and said Jesus can protect you from anything that's about to affect your body. But he left out the people that already went against the grain and what Hebrew says about making sure that you put no unclean thing in that temple. It's all throughout your scriptures. And for those who say they believe in the Bible, and it's all throughout the Quran too, what we should eat. It's in the Torah. It's in every spiritual book. There was some type of way of lifestyle and eating and cleansing and fasting along with prayer that they had addressed very strongly. So how we can try to hide behind religion or doctrine, I don't know how you're trying to hide behind a religion or doctrine. Even if you halfway did it, you are adding extended time in your life. Even if you fast at least once or twice out the week, that's beneficial for your body. We see that. I'm amongst a lot of people that's living to 90 to 100 that ain't never ever practiced no type of religion, none whatsoever. Their religion is themselves and just doing unto others, which what we call the golden rule. Do unto others, treat people like you would want to do, and the best business that you can mind is your own. And they practice moderation, never being greedy. They had a sense of an awareness that helped keep their minds healthy and it helped give that benefited them in a lot of areas. Dr. Shelf, what is the safe cholesterol level for a male of the age of 64? It depends on height and weight, sis. It depends on the height and the weight of that 64-year-old male. And cholesterol, once again, is associated with the high blood pressure. Sorry for not seeing that a little soon. Look at them. They like looking through the children. I see the two. They like coming through here trying to look through the camera. They see me moving, they move with me. But yes, the age is the level. When you say safe, I don't want to go on live and give a broad statement for average 64-year-old, but I know I have to know height and I have to know weight and I got to know diet in order to tell them what's a safe range. But this right here tells that right there. It checks for cholesterol, just so you know. It gives you your exact numbers and range or where you would be as for a safe zone if it's too much or too little. And then we also have products as well that if you already have had your cholesterol, his cholesterol levels checked, then I do have products that is ready and available that most definitely help with that. And I can tell you one of them is the Curcumax. So if there's any signs of high cholesterol or inflammation, because that would be a form of inflammation, you have to check for fatty liver, making sure that there's that the kidneys levels is leveled off properly too. But there's more also associated with the cardiovascular system, where if the blood pressure is at a normal rate and the left ventricle is not expanding out too much, or the elasticity is not contracting enough. Once again, that could just be a temporary thing. So I need to know how long there has been a concern of a low or high level of cholesterol for the average 64-year-old, and then weight and size before I would say that, sis. Or you can give me a text and I will give it to you on send me a text, Sister Dorothy, of a reminder, and I will personally send that information out to you. But we do have products that can help to lower the help with lowering the cholesterol easily, and they're not extremely expensive at all. I had one that I was taking called Curcumax, and I had to stop because my levels showed that I needed to make sure that I had, but my level was a little bit unbalanced because I had stopped taking my vitamin C, not intentionally. It's just that my routine and my hours that I was working over 10 hours a day for a few months, and I just was forgetting to take it along with my other minerals and vitamins and liquids, and it picked it up. It said low on vitamin C, low on vitamin E. It picked it up. low on vitamin D. I ran out of my brand of the vitamin D that I was trying out, and it picked it up. It picked it up just like that. So yeah. So with that being said, just know that that's always cholesterol is always attached to blood pressure. So if the blood pressure is leveled out fine, there shouldn't be any concern. However, if you are not eating fried foods, to me, fried from foods, red meat or white bread, when there's any concern if it being too high, just reduce those within a week time, and you and go back into the store. I hate to say go back into the store and test, because the issue with that is that I found out, you all, I'm glad she asked that question. Good question. That if you put in Asian or Black American, Indian, drum roll, and you go into Walgreens and Walmart and you checking your blood pressure level or cholesterol, it's going to give you all different ranges, all different um, numbers. Yeah, it's going to give you all different numbers according to your ethnic background, not according to your weight. So that should tell you something right there. See, in this advice, you don't have to say whether or not, you just say male or female, get your birth date, go on about your business. You don't even got to give your whole full name. It's checking for your energy pulse, your cellular system, the energy through your cellular system, and it's reading everything. That's what I like about it. And I've already, within 3 weeks, my levels have been mellowed out. It even give you your age, your stage, according to your facial, how it looks and how the body's. Because it's an app that is added onto your phone as well. You can go in, click in, and check it however often you want to check it, just like you're doing with the heart rates and the cholesterol now. So I'm very, very excited about you all about this. I'm just encouraging you all to go get the books on Dr. Fauci that he has written that would help you to know how to respond to people when they are trying to Fauci you, meaning when they're being foul. Understand that the side effect that a lot of our people that unfortunately wind up taking all of those jabs, or most of them, is going to be a lot of envy. Some people are going to be humble, but a lot of people are going to be frustrated. Yes, it is. Yes, it's a very good one. Some people are going to be humble. Some people are going to be very angry. So if you notice there's someone around you, I have to tell this one. I got to keep it 1 million with you all. I have to. I'm experiencing it now with one loved one now, and I haven't spoken to them in a year because, let me share it to you to show you how real it get. I've been there for this person all their little life. After every step they made, I was there. They lived with me. I took care of them. I bought things for them. I made sure that they had the right days of the month of underwear on them. Just for when it was time for my mother to transition. And my great auntie that I just mentioned was asking me a question about the jab. And she explained to me that she got one of them. And now she was having heart. She having more problems with her heart, beating and hurting. I suggested a few things to her at the time. This is during my mother's funeral. To show you how real it get, y'all, and why I don't play about this. Let me choose my words wisely, because it's not about bashing. It's just I'm thinking back. Bear with me. And as I'm giving a regimen to my auntie, my great auntie that's helped raise me, raised up next door to her until I graduated out of college and married out of the home. Known me before I was born. This other relative turned around and had a fit, howling and screaming, and said, "You don't know what you talking about. You don't know medical doctor." Just had a cussing fit, mind you. I done provided the place for our people to be comfortable with, along with my partner at the time. And it got so bad, I got to a place where I just went in the room. I didn't say nothing. My auntie looked at me. She said, baby, she said, don't worry about it. She said, it's just affecting her. Because, see, the reason why it affected this person is because they were an advocate of trying to talk my mother into getting the jab. And she was starting to feel it because now some of the information was starting to come out. Y'all remember, this was in 22. August the 22nd of this month. This is the anniversary that my mother and my father transitioned. So August is a very meaningful month for me. Happy born birthday to all of my August baby. You all are some passionate, loving, strong people that endure quite a bit. Leaders in your own right. But for me, I can't forget that my father transitioned on August the 13th. So did my uncle, my mother's oldest brother, which both of them, my father and my uncle, was good friends, known each other since childhood. Both transitioned August 13th in different ways. And my mother transitioned August 22nd in 2022. Well, y'all, it was starting to be revealed at that time. A lot of controversy was coming out. Scientists was already being knocked off from trying to spill the bean that you all saw for your own self. Some of you all did. If you didn't, look it up where Dr. FAUCI pled the fifth on some common sense questions that was asked. This loved one decided to be cussing mad. I politely went into the room. At the time, my partner said, did you hear what she said? I said, yeah. I said, it's okay. What happens, this is what happens when you step out of order and you step out of your place. Because now she doesn't have a mother to call. All my life, I've helped to take care of my mother. All my life. There's nothing that my mother can ask me to do. Nothing that I wouldn't do. You know, it kind of comes with being the oldest. And to have to hear it come from someone that I've helped take care of, made sure they got to college, made sure that they had what they needed. And during this time, now that it's hitting home, that you went against a family member that knew exactly what she was talking about. Yeah, I'd already proven on so many other instances that what I was talking about was real. They seen for themselves things that and even posted up online. How, oh, my so-and-so been talking about this for a long time, bragging about it. But now that you got to sit back now, you got to see our mother sitting in a coffin. Why y'all going against the grain? Because you just want to be the one that she listens to. Now she's not listening to either one of us. Now we can see her as an angel looking down on us. This is how serious it gets, you all. This is how serious it gets. I'm the one that had to speak at my mother's funeral and had to tell people, no, cease. There'll be no fights. All these people coming and packed out this big church. My mother knew a lot of people. She was a phenomenal woman. And I'm not just saying that because she was my mother. It's just that she brought a strong presence and spirit and love any place she walked into. Sung from the pit of her heart. She was a songstress too. She loved children. She loved taking care of the elders. She loved speaking life into men and women. I wonder where I get it from. It's in my DNA. That's why I say I can't take credit for this. I'm just doing it in another kind of way, from a health and wellness way, you all. The oldest of many brothers. All her cousins loved her. Much respect from every man that I had known. I only seen one think that they was going to rise up and disrespect her, and they had to suffer for that. Saying that to say that I have dealt with the hardship, the sole hardship of this. And to the point to where I had to stop somebody from coming online thinking they knew what happened to my mother during COVID, trying to say that it was when that is not what the autopsy said. It was simple. My stepfather at the time was diagnosed with COVID because he was working in this in and taking in the homeless people of the church. Let me tell it. And my mother had poor respiratory issues along with high blood pressure. Yes, she had everything that I had access to, but had an issue because she had been a cook and she had been one that liked to serve people, and she was still, unfortunately, serving death food that was prayed over in the name of Jesus. And had this knowledge, but explained to me how it's tough for her to fast. It's tough for her to do these things because she was on that church girl diet. I'm the only one that stood up to my mother because she was a force to be reckoned with. She knew what she wanted. And she would tell me, are you saying no to me? I'm your mama. And I'm looking at her like, oh, Lord. What do I got? It took me 5 years to figure out a way to tell my own mother, Mama, in this Bible that you showed me, that you taught me. Remember, I became scholarly at the age of 8. I remembered quite a bit of scriptures. I would quote them without having to look at the scriptures. And I would say right here, it says to honor your mother and your father so that your days may be long. I said, I don't see any honor, Mama, in giving you anything that's going to be harmful unto your health. So because you got the high blood pressure and the high cholesterol, and you've been wrestling with what you're wrestling and the migraines, Mama, and you fall back from a stroke and you fall back from having the high thyroids, I said it'll be wrong and it would be me dishonoring you to give you something that's harmful to your body. My mother sat at that table. This was just, I say, approximately 3 years before her transitioning. And she got quiet because I knew the one thing she wasn't going to wrestle with was what was in the Bible. She got quiet. She looked at me like, She looked at my other sister. She said, go get me my soda. Joanna, go get me my soda. I knew then that I was going to have to speak at my mother's funeral. Now, that ain't a hard pill to swallow and to say online to get through to you all how serious this gets. It just has no respect to person. No matter how many lives you help save. No matter how much you like, there are rules, laws of nature. It's what some call the laws of God that all of us must abide by, even myself. If I don't do what I know that is natural to do, then I suffer too. I share it with you all through me stressing about my son, through me thinking about everything that's taking place, through thinking about all the lies, thinking about all of the fake people coming wanting to work with me and messing up stuff with some of my clientels and acting like they have the same love in their heart that I have for this. It was starting to make my head hurt, my right side of my head, because I'm trying to think, and I'm thinking too hard. I'm not even able to pray or meditate. And I'm thinking about the bills I got to pay, and I'm thinking about my word that I gave, that I'm not going to go back to charging people $150, $200 for services because people are going through a lot. I don't care about how much money you got. I ain't counting your bills, so I shouldn't be counting your money, and vice versa. You don't know what I had to sacrifice to constantly come before you all when I can. I didn't go back and get a home. I traded in my brand new Lexus and got me a nice big old truck like I said I would. And I said that even if I had to live out on a tent, after coming from being in a mansion that could have been sold 4 or 5 different ways until the enemy came in and said, oh, no, we ain't going to let you do that. We going to make you go through what we call the Job effect. You got to lose everything for dealing with a liar and a cheater and an adulteress and one that know how to speak good, know how to draw the masses. You're going to have to suffer something for this. I'm going to have you to give up all of this. And I'm going to see if you're going to still serve me then. I'm going to see if you're going to still do what you're passionate about then. Well, y'all, I've done it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. As they say, I just look good. Like as they say, you look good over there. I just look good doing it sometimes. But that just goes to show you that sometimes just to tell the truth about a thing, you have to be willing to sacrifice some things that a lot of people get jealous of. And through it, I've been able to weed out a lot of fake and phony people. That's priceless in this world, in this state right here. It's called the STL. Well, now I found out there's some that's been born and bred it here on this side of the river, that it stands for snakes, liars, and STL, snakes, thieves, and liars. And I got that from some people that's prominent here. Oh, you didn't know that's what the STL stand for? No, it didn't stand for the Homonelli. Oh, it's getting hot in here, ain't y'all? It's getting hot. So it's easy to get up and move to a better place, because it does take a lot of courage. It takes a lot of tenacity. It takes a lot of faith. It takes a lot of endurance. It takes a very strong mind. It takes a lot of determination. It takes you knowing what your passion is and what you've been chosen to do. When you have all odds against you and you having favoritism shown just because somebody know how to make something look a little bit more professional than you, or just because it looks like somebody able to make more money than you. When it's not about making money, I could make the money. That's not the issue at all. And that ain't never been the issue for me. It's just that I have to do what I've been chosen to do in order to make sure that I sleep well at night, so that I don't wind up stroking out of here while I'm being my healthy self. And I encourage you all to do the same. When it's time to take the Musa, take the Musa. You all, that being said, I want to encourage you all, if you're not going to be able to call in and get this machine for you and your family, where you can have this, all you need is a little laptop, even a little refurbished one. If you can get one for $100 or something, go on eBay, whatever, get you a little laptop, hook this up, scan your whole family so you know how much you need to use while we have access to internet before they give us this blackout, y'all. Because we don't know how long that blackout is going to last, but we know it's going to happen just like the jab happened. We know that the water in 7 states already have now been tested. People have had to go for water. You can do without food, eat strap. I just told somebody, think about it, y'all. You can eat on paper and feel fulfilled. It's the paper coming from wood and not die. You can eat on almost anything. You can eat on mud and not die. As long as you got a little water to wash it down. Please don't go and take this as medical advice or health and wellness advice. I'm just making a point that it's been many that's done it. Even the Haitians do it. They make mud pies to this day and eat on it. Some of y'all did it when we was kids. You can eat almost any. You can eat bugs. If it comes down to grocery stores being shut down and you not buying no farmland. But the one thing you can't go without is water for a long period of time. If you don't have no fruit, no juicy fruits, no watermelons, you can't eat berries for too long, because the tang and the tart of that can dry you out. You got to have some melons. You got cucumbers. You got to be able to have some zucchini, something that has a high water content. So since that's going to be an issue when they shut down this grid and mess with this water, if we don't all invest in the water right now, your all's biggest thing is that you should be, I'm telling to you now on my channel, you need to be getting the water. And don't let everybody that you know that's leechers know that you got it. Just go one at a time. Take your little $5 or whatever. Get to the nearest city. What you call it? If they charging $2-3 a gallon, go Google who got the water for less. Here you can still get it a gallon of water for $1.50 some cent. Go to Dollar Tree, wherever. At this point, it's not about getting the super pure, the most purified water. At this point, yeah, I said it. At this point. Because if they shut down this, and it looks like it's a high chance that they will between this by the end of this year. And the reason why it's urgent for you guys to do it now is because if you're having financial issues or if you forget things a lot, then you could just begin it week at a time, or every 2 weeks, every month, and then that'll add up to a couple of months to a 6-month supply. I recommend at least a 3 to 6 month supply is the least. Stack it up. You got room up in your closet, clothes that you ain't been wearing, shoes that you ain't been wearing. Get that stuff away. Barter that stuff. Put it on Facebook Market. Sell it. Get your grandchildren or your children or your brothers and sisters, them that like to hustle a lot. Get them to sell it. Get your money for your time. If you ain't got it in your budget, have them to sell some of your stuff for you. You got an old car sitting up in there. They buy cash for cars now. Get that money and go get you some water. I've been doing it. And technically, I don't have to. I got people that I know that's going to take me in because they're going to know I know exactly what to do to make sure that we all stay alive, and I'm going to be calm in the midst of the storm. I've already lived through the ice storm and all the rest of them, and all I'm thinking about is what must be done. I do not panic underneath pressure. All praises be to the Most High. I've been, as I said, is a young mixed fella. What's his name? I forget his name. Light-skinned fella. Look a little crazy. But he said, because I'm built different. You better know when you built different. Because I'm built different. And some of you are too. Because you built different. You built for this. I'm built for this. I am the descendants of those who have gone before me, just like you are. I'm built different. I'm not built to crack. I'm not built to sit there and cry and not get back up. I'm built different. You got to know what you are placed here for when it's your time to be placed here to do it, and do it with all that you got. And so get the water, you all. I can't stress this enough. Get the water. Get the water. Go get the water. You've got the straws, that's fine. If you go on the Guardian and go on the Patriot, they got the straws, they got the filters in there. So if you don't get enough water, you get by the nearest creek or lake, or some of y'all got at your homes and friends you can go to. You might not be able to get there because from what I'm seeing right now, like now, even in this state, they call themselves slick. They cutting off, doing all this road construction, like they blocking off a lot of stuff. We got sink holes that's taking place right there at the end of the arch. Because the underground, the people that's living underground, yeah, y'all, the underground, all this stuff that everybody holler what's a conspiracy. If you got anybody that work in fire department, I'm gonna say it, the fire department, and you got people that work in as EMTs and people that work underground like I do. People that's in the military, some of them got special passes, baby. It's true. They take a lot of that water and put it underground with these people that's hundreds and thousands of feet under. It's whole civilizations right there in the middle of the earth, and it's people underneath it. It's entities underneath that. So where's the water going? Yes, the AI system is taking some of it. I know. I was in the facility for a few months saying, Father, why am I up in here? And all I can hear him saying is, pay attention, daughter, pay attention. I'm looking at it, tons of water coming out of that center. Tons of water. just so I could be able to get these devices, y'all. I didn't want to charge you all for it. I got it myself in other ways after I had to watch one of my clients being offed in the so-called death care industry. And they wanted me to turn a deaf ear, turn a blind eye to it like I ain't see nothing. Yeah, I said it. So I took it upon myself to do something else. And in the midst of doing something else, I saw how much of a consumer that we all are, that most of us are. Y'all take that $5 and $10 every week or whenever you get paid and go stack up on you some water. If you're able to get the best water, get the more pure water. Get the Yucca app, download it for free, and scan the water and see if it says that the water is 80% or more better for you. If you able to, if you got copper, find out if you have copper pipes in your area, in your home. If you got copper pipes and you got a regular filter system to put on that faucet of yours, then go that route. That's a one-time buy. If you notice that when they say on that box, on that tiny back of the direction where it says supposed to get 500 gallons, supposed to get 200 gallons, if you don't get 200 gallons or 500 gallons out of there before that red turn light on them little filters that you put on your faucet, you know the ones I'm talking about, the ones that you get from Walmart and all these other places, then do yourself a favor and keep that receipt and return that mug and get another one. Save your money. Save your money. This is why I'm presenting to y'all this advice, so you can save your money and your time. You don't have to be buying up all these different products from all of us. And I know a lot of naturopaths ain't gonna like me for this, or herbalists. I'm like, man, she tapping into our business now. Now, wait a minute, now we not gonna be able to make no money. This wasn't never supposed to be about you making a lot of money off of nobody that's sick or that's trying to be well. It was supposed to be about us having some humanity about ourselves, having something divine about ourselves, that want to be pro-life and see people be healthy and well in their mind, body, and soul. It was never supposed to be about you acting like the industry. How is that making us any different from the licensed drug dealers with PhD? How the hell are we any different from them? If we sit there talking about she messing with our money, because I'm telling y'all how to save your money and how to put it towards things that you really gonna need in the end. Because you can't take some of this stuff without water. If I say you got a powder, if I got a powder or liquid supplementation from you, need to chase it with some water. You can't do it without the water. If you don't have an apple tree, you don't have a peach tree, you don't have a plum tree, you're not growing no melons, you're not buying nobody that can get it to you fast enough, then you're gonna need your water. If you don't have a lake behind you, and think about how many of the community you're gonna come out to that one lake. Even if they up the road from you, they coming to find that water. Think, y'all, with some common sense. I'm not trying to scare you, I'm making you aware. Same as what we warned you all about the jab. Before Dr. Fauci had to get up there and I plead the fifth. I'm telling you now, get your water, get your water, get your water. You don't hear nothing else I said. Get your water, stack up on your water, hide your water. You know, when the boy came through and said, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your water. Some of you might need to bury some of it. That's how serious this is getting ready to get. If you're able to travel and get to where there's more water, when you ain't got to worry about that, then kudos to you. But you're able to help somebody get the water. You help them get the water. And I know people say, what about the microplastic, Dr. Chef? Are you talking about get the water, get the tap? Well, guess what? You've been living this long with the microplastic. For those of you all that ain't been diagnosed with a high level of microplastic. And once again, that's where the testing come in at. It'll let you know if something is off-centered. You're still going to save a tremendous amount of money. It's called making a wise investment. You making a small investment for a great return. And there ain't nothing greater than your health, because your health is your wealth. You heard that term before, haven't you? Well, everybody want to holler your health is your wealth, but they talking more about the wealth than they are about your health. What's having money and you don't know what to do with it? What's having money and you spending it up on a bunch of women and a bunch of toys and a bunch of shoes and a bunch of stuff that's just gonna go off to it. And then get your silver and your copper, because when they was go start messing with the blackouts in the sun, all the silver and the copper, that's going to regenerate. That's going to regenerate, rise your energy level. So all the gold jewelry, fake gold jewelry, different ones got silver, copper, silver, copper, silver, copper. The gold is quite questionable, but that silver and that copper, make sure you put that on. Find out if you got real silver and copper. If you got pennies that is from that got a high level of copper still in it, that's from 1980 and under. Copper, carry those. Y'all got this whole a lot of people got this phobia. Oh, it's witchery to have crystals. It's witchery to no. That is from the earth. That's the minerals of the earth, you all. You ain't got to do no soothsaying. You ain't got to do none of that in order to and be going around there acting like you some so-called witch. But if you do your history on what that is, then you're going to find out why they called everybody witches that was practicing natural herbs and medicine. It wasn't because everybody was putting hexes on everybody. I'm not saying that it don't happen. But that was our culture, you all, to make sure that our spirits was aligned, to make sure that our bodies was healed. You all can get sound wave things, the sound waves, the sound bowls and all that. Those things can stand against the storms. Get the sound bowls and those tinctures that you all see when they make the sound that comes out to make the sound, and the vibration of it aligns the body. It's been known to help heal the body too. We got to get back to the basics, y'all, back to the original way. That's the only way that's going to last, because most people ain't going to know what to do with it, so they ain't going to bother bothering you about it. Protect yourself during this time, you all. I've went way over my time. I hope that answered the question that I did get. Thank you all so much for your time. Water, you all. Water, copper, silver, get fruit, barter. Sell some of the stuff if you got extra stuff. Know people that got some stuff. Get your water. Get your filter system. Store up. If you want to make some money, then you can go ahead and buy some mason jars and go to Walgreens or Walmart. That's another thing. Go to Walgreens, Walmart, and you can get some mason jars still and put some pure water in there and say a good meditative energy for it. So put some positive over it. Get your water. Get your water. Stock up on as much of it as you can. What's the worst thing that happen if it don't happen? You ain't got to buy no more water. Thank you so much, Dr. for all that you do. Peace, love, and many blessings. Love you all too. Please send my love to the family. Y'all, I am out of here on that note. I thank you so much for you all's time. Please keep me and my family, my son Kenneth, more on you guys' meditative prayer list, that he comes home safely, that he be able to get back on his feet this October. It's been a lot, you all, that I don't say on here, that I've been dealing with while I'm pressing forward, that I'm working on the garden and getting some other things going as well. So I want you guys to keep me in your prayers in that way. If you all notice, I didn't put in the chat to send a donation, but if you have in your heart too, then please do. Any and everything helps. But more importantly, if you're able to get your device for your family, I can show you. I can do the Zoom with you. I really can do that. I can do a Zoom with you or do a message call and show you how to easily set this device up for your family. Or if you want to do it for extra income, I can show you how to do that for a very, very low price, so you can have access to what I have now. So something better has been presented. And we have tons of product, even for children with autism, children with all different type of issues that they're having, mental issues and delays, heart issues, cardiovascular issues, weight loss. I still got access to even better now, you all. So that's what happens when you don't give up. And remember, I love you all. Please, let's not be sick in 2026. And remember, this is going to be the survival, not of the sickest, but of the fittest. And I mean from the mind, body, and soul. Peace, love, and good health always. Until next time, preferably I'll be able to come back to you guys on Wednesday. Take care. Now make sure you guys save this too, because they probably, I don't know, they could try to flag, but it's crazy if they do. But I don't put no past them devils. Let's see. Let me see what let me in this. On my end button, it's not showing me my end button. Oh, okay.